You just finished a 2-hour discovery call. The client was engaged. They asked follow-up questions. At the end, they said, "Send me a proposal and we'll move forward." So you spend the next 3 hours writing one from scratch. You send it, and then nothing. They don't respond for 4 days. When they do, it's vague. They say they need to think about it. The deal stalls. Eventually, it dies. Was your proposal not persuasive enough? Probably not. The real problem is almost never the writing. It's the process or the lack of one. Because here's what most consultants don't realize. A proposal isn't a document, it's a stage in your sales pipeline. And if that stage is inconsistent, deals will stall no matter how good your writing is. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. Most consulting deals move through the same basic stages. You have lead, discovery call, qualification, proposal, and then closing. Each stage has one job: move the deal to the next one. The proposal stage has one job: get a yes. But for most consultants, the proposal stage is their weakest link. Why? Because it's the one that they never actually systematized. They rewrite every proposal from scratch, they send it by email and wait. They end it with, "Let me know what you think," which is basically asking the client to do your sales job for you. And the result is predictable. The deals slow down, clients hesitate, and close rates drop. This is a revenue architecture problem, not a writing problem, and it has a structural solution. Here's the 6-part proposal structure I recommend to every consultant I work with. First, the executive summary. Your first paragraph should do 3 things only: name the problem, name the outcome the client wants, and state what you're proposing. Think of it as the headline of a news article. If a busy executive reads nothing else, they should know exactly what this proposal is about. Second, understanding the problem. Repeat their problem back to them in their words, not yours. Where are they now? Where do they want to be? What's standing in the way? When a client sees their exact situation reflected back with precision, 2 things happen. Their trust increases and their confidence in you also increases. They think, "This person actually listened." Third, the proposed solution. You're selling a path, not a product. Explain your process step by step. What happens in week 1? What does the client experience at each phase? What do they receive at the end? And important, do not do the work in the proposal. I've seen consultants include so much detail that clients think they already have what they need. You're explaining the method, you're not delivering the result. Fourth, the success criteria. How will you and the clients know it worked? Name the indicators: better pipeline visibility, more qualified leads in, improved conversion rates, whatever is specific and measurable for this engagement. However, do not promise exact numbers unless you genuinely guarantee them. Promise measurable improvement. That's defensible. Specific numbers that miss are not. Fifth, investments. And notice I said investments, not cost, not fee, not price. The word you use here shapes how the client thinks about the number. Cost implies expense. Investment implies return. Include the amount, the payment schedule, and the project timeline. Keep it clean. This is not where you negotiate, it's where you present. Finally, have a clear next step. Never end a proposal with, "Let me know what you think." That phrase puts the burden on the client and invites delay. Instead, tell them exactly what to do next. Sign the agreement, pay the initial deposit, book the kickoff call. One action, one link, one decision. The clearer the path forward, the more deals you close. At this point, I want to push back on something almost everyone does. When your proposal is ready, Do not send it by email and wait. Ensure you schedule a live call with the client. Schedule it for 30 minutes. Walk the client through it. Before you open the document, remind them the conversation that started this. You reached out because you were here and you wanted to get here. This proposal is the exact path we take to get there. When you present live, 3 things happen that never happen over email. Objections come up immediately, and you can handle them in the moment. Misunderstandings get corrected before they become reasons to say no. You guide the clients toward a decision instead of leaving them alone with their doubts. Sending a proposal by email and hoping for the best is the single most common reason good deals die quietly. So stop doing it. If your proposal process is chaotic, your pipeline will always feel unpredictable. But here's what happens when you standardize it. You stop losing time rewriting from scratch. Deals move faster because there's no confusion about next steps. Your close rate improves because you're presenting and not just sending. And your pipeline becomes something you can actually forecast. That's the compounding effect of revenue architecture. You fix one stage, and the whole pipeline gets cleaner. Predictable revenue doesn't come from luck, it comes from structure. If you want to start somewhere practical, I've linked a free consultant deal tracker in the description. It lets you map your entire pipeline so you can see exactly where deals are sitting and where they're stalling. If this kind of systems thinking for consulting businesses is useful to you, subscribe. I put out one framework each week. See you in the next one.